we have nothing to weave in. You're going to chain 1 and go in this next space here. There's 1, 3 double crochets. We're making 3 double crochets in all of the chain 1 spaces of the previous row. And we're going to chain 1 again to get to this next space. We're going to make another 3 more double crochets in that next chain 1 space from the previous round. There's 2 and there's 3. Chain 1 so that we can get to the space, the corner space here, and we are going to create the corner and make it 3 double crochets. Here's 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and then another 3 double crochet in that same space. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. We're always going to chain 1, okay? That's the only thing you should be doing here is chaining 1, and the chain 1 is creating the next space for you to build your next 3 double crochets. So in this chain 1 space of the last round, we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, and we're going to do 3 double crochets in this next chain 1 space of the previous round. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, and now we're going to work in this next space, and in here we're going to do the 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochet. We're making the corner. There's 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and we're going to do 3 double crochets in this chain 1 space. It's just a repeat over and over, but your chain 1 spaces are always going to continue to get bigger or more and more if you continue making bigger granny squares. I like to make my granny squares a minimum of 4 or 5 rounds. If I make them any bigger, then I'm using them to make either a bigger blanket or a bigger tote bag. Okay, so we chained the 3 double crochets. We did our 3 double crochets. I chained 1, and in this corner again, we're doing the 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to chain 2 because this is the corner, and go back in that space and make an additional 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now we chain 1 and do 3 double crochets in this chain 1 space from the last round. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1 again and go in this last chain 1 space of the previous round. 2 and 3. And so now we're at the end. So like I said, I like to make my granny squares with 4 rounds, okay? If I want to make them bigger, I will. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to join to the chain 2 right here. See, there's 1 and there's 2. You may want to chain 3. I like doing the chain 2. So I slip stitched there, and I'm going to go ahead and just slip stitch to my corner because I like to end my yarns in the corner. You don't have to. You can always just slip stitch to that one chain, but I have this thing about especially if I'm going to be sewing them together, I usually keep my yarn ends at the corner. And there we go. So if you use this method, you will see that you have all of them in the same complete, on the same side, okay? you have all the right sides over here, and the right sides are, you have a uniform pattern all around, okay? And this is the wrong side over here, and you can tell because it has all these squigglies. If we did it the other way, which I'll do another tutorial on that one, this is all the right sides on one side. This is all the wrong side on one. Okay? I hope you found this tutorial informative and helpful. And stay tuned for my next tutorial where I'm flipping the work and making right side, wrong side, right side, and wrong side. I prefer to use this method myself. Thank you.